That was a great intro.
Okay, I think I'm recording now. Okay, hello, my name is David Trimberger. I'm in your online course, and this is going to be my speech. Alright. Hello, my name is David Trimberger, and I'm here to explain to all of you the importance of nonverbal communication. Philosophical business author Peter Drucker once said, "The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said." So, for example, let me start off by painting you a picture. You have just had a long day of working out in the yard, your kids come home from school, and you are in no mood to cook. So what are you going to do? You're going to do the next best thing and go to a restaurant, right? So now I want all of you to think in your heads of a restaurant, whether that be IHOP, Ted's, Texas Roadhouse, doesn't matter. Think of a restaurant that you enjoy going to. Once you have that restaurant in mind, I want you to imagine that you are walking into the restaurant, the host takes you to a booth, you get seated, and then soon your server is going to be coming over to you, in which they will be taking care of you for the rest of the evening. Within 10 seconds of the server greeting you, you will have a large influence on how the rest of your evening is going to go, which produces a question that I want all of you to think about. We've all had good and bad servers, but what makes them actually good or bad? Most people are able to recognize what kind of experience they are about to have in a mere matter of seconds due to the server's nonverbal communication. According to Webster's dictionary, nonverbal communication has been defined as communication without words. It includes apparent behaviors such as facial expressions, eyes, touching, tones of voice, as well as less obvious messages such as dress, posture, and spatial distance between two or more people. I can get my card to turn, there we go. So back to the server. I want all of you to think of a really bad server as well as a really good server that you have had before and what made the difference between the two. Within the job parameters, both servers do the exact same thing. They take your order, they communicate that order with the kitchen, and they make sure that things don't get messed up in the long run, and they also make sure that your drink is filled. But when you think of the difference between the two, it's all in how they present themselves and act. Nonverbal communication is essential to someone like a server for the way they have to present themselves. If you notice a server who stands up straight, has their feet pointing towards you, and as they are talking, they have an open stance, and then whenever they walk up and speak to you, they have a loud voice, as well one that is clear and happy. And whenever you are speaking to the server, you'll notice that it'll actually, in the long run, make your food taste better. Now flip the story around. Think of that bad server that you have had once before. Whenever they approached the table, their entire body language was shut off. They more than likely had no smile on their face, and their body stance was slouched. And they almost seem as if they are paying absolutely no attention to you. So going back to the expression said by Peter Drucker, the server who had the open stance made you feel that he was excited to serve you, and that he was willing to make sure that you and your family were going to have an amazing and fun night, which ultimately in the long run, yet again, will make your food end up tasting better. Now for the bad server, who was closed off. The way he was expressing himself was poor. Whenever you speak with him, you couldn't tell if he was having a bad day or if he was just upset. But either way, he was not focused on the main task, which was taking care of you. So I want to provide both of you with, or all of you with a visual. I currently work as a server, and this is my booklet that I have to write all of my food orders in. And as you are watching, I want you to notice the difference in how I act as a good server versus someone who acts as a bad server. So as I'm speaking, there will be a difference between an open nonverbal communication and a closed nonverbal communication. So this is going to be my example of an open nonverbal communication. Hi guys, my name's David. I'll be taking care of you for this evening. Can I interest any of you in an iced tea, maybe a fresh glass of wine, ginger ale for you, sir?
Ginger ale.
Ooh, thank you for answering. Alright, so that is my example of the open nonverbal communication. Now on the flip side, here's my example of the closed. Alright, what are you wondering?
Something good.
Alright, cool. Okay. So did you notice the difference between the two ways that I just presented to you? One was outgoing and had a better body language and aura. The other was closed off. The reason for us being able to notice the difference, and almost to the point where we feel as though it had an emotional standpoint, as though almost our emotions were involved, can best be explained by UCLA professor Dr. Moravian. He explains that when we are talking, the words coming out of our mouth only attain to 7% of the entire conversation that we are saying. The other 93% is all nonverbal communication, which includes merely just the way that you stand, the expression on your face, what your arms are doing, as well as if you have eye contact. So next time when you are going to speak to someone, it is now your goal to think, is my nonverbal communication just as good as what I am trying to get across? As I conclude, I wish to reiterate what we have learned. Nonverbal communication is heavily and sometimes even more important than actually having the words in our communication system. Thank you.